ask you a direct question. Are you saying that there are no Russian prostitutes in Goa?
I don't know about this.
Absolutely not.
I don't know anything. I cannot comment because I don't know at all. I never see, I never heard, I don't know.
But why is it I mean, so discussed, in the sense that if there cannot be smoke without fire, why is this discussed so openly, in the sense that, okay, so far as you can take that
She's
question.
maybe he know better.
First of all, there's a big misunderstanding between us. Russia is very big.
Correct.
It was USSR. So there are CIS countries.
I understand.
So many times I have Russian girls were caught, but they are not Russians.
So are
They're
you
from
saying
Azerbaijan, Uzbekistan, Ukraine. They can be.
But
another thing.
My
Yes,
point is they can also see, the issue is, okay, we can split hairs, we can say they're from different countries.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, prostitution is prostitution.
Yes.
And the issue is that while there can be girls from other ex-Russian republics, there can be girls from Russia as well. It's not about targeting one particular country. What we're essentially saying is that from that region, when with more and more tourists coming in from that region, the impression is, and that impression is obviously born out of experience, is that there are a lot of women, young women, who are coming in from that area, who may be indulging in stuff like that. And there are statistics to prove that the maximum number of tourists who come in from Russia are women who are in that segment of 20 to 35. Now the issue is, point is, that does not necessarily mean that all of them are indulging in. But the issue is that, when you look at statistics, you find more and more people only from that age group and that gender coming in. Now that, I'm not saying that invariably means that this is true, but it also points that this could be true.
No, it is absolutely not true. And I will tell one thing. This is called demand and supply.
What's the demand?
What's the demand? Who are the buyers of prostitutes? Are they Russians or are they Indians?
Okay. Suppose we say that the buyers are Indians. Okay. So we've sorted that out. So who are the suppliers?
Why it can't be stopped?
Correct. I agree. I agree that the issue is that the buying has to stop, the demand has to stop.
Yeah, like but are you saying, mindset has to be. But are you saying we have to improve ourselves?
Are you saying that the supply is happening because there is a demand? Suppose we say there is a demand, you will also need to admit that there is a supply.
Of course.
Okay. So where is the supply coming from?
If supply is not there, how we are reading in newspapers?
Absolutely.
How girls are caught?
Correct.
How girls are sitting?
Correct.
We are reading every day in the newspapers.
Correct.
It means there are something. Okay. There's no smoke without fire.
Correct. But tell us, in your entire experience in the last 4 to 5 years, are you telling us that you've not come across a single case where a single woman from either Russia or from the erstwhile Russian republics has ever been involved, rightly or wrongly, or even accused rightly or wrongly, of an act like this?
As per my personal experience, it is. But for sure, I'm a woman. I'm not interested in that. I'm not even speaking in that, and nobody tell me about this. So even if I come for party, I not understand who is this girl. She is prostitution or she is just beautiful girl. So just simply, that is the main reason. And another reason I want to say you that you can have opinion, but that many Russian or Russian-speaking from CIS countries, prostitution girls come here. These opinions can come from what fact? That generally in Russia there is more girls, 60% of girls and 40% of men, opposite than here. Another factor, they are beautiful. Another factor, they are free in dressing. So you just come to party, you see girls, you think they are prostitution. Actually, they are not at all. You just try to speak with them, they slap you. So it can be a little bit wrong. For sure, maybe there is some.
And the age segment which you have told, because in Russia, this is the age segment which are more in population and they are more money making. Like they are the workers, they are the
businesswomen,
they are the entrepreneurs. Even the girls are doing good business there. Of that age, and there are ratio of 3:1, 3 girl and 1 man. That's the ratio since the World War.
But you must understand that the whole profile of tourism has also changed with the impact or with the advent of Russians coming in. Now, issue that if you look at Morji and Ashwe and Arambol and all these places, now they are actually known as mini Russia now. Now, my point is, yes, we welcome Russians. Goa has kind of embraced them and so on and so forth. But the issue is that you look at all problems with concern to land, with concern to ownerships of pubs and hotels and so on and so forth. There are controversies, in the sense that there are controversies. There is information that they come in, they partner local Goans in setting up restaurants and hotels, but they take it over completely. They have their own colonies. They run their own taxi services. There was a murder case that happened in Morji. See, I'm saying that these are all things that have come up and being reported. My issue is that how does that impact you, and don't you think this also causes a conflict between genuine Russian tourists who love Goa and come here, and the locals?
I will speak many about that in previous season, and especially about taxi driver service that held in by Russians. I was in Morjim often, and I asked some of the taxi drivers, "Are you confirmed that this problem exists?" "Yes, I'm confirmed." And I asked, "Do you know anybody personally who do taxi service?" He say, "No." "Do you know anybody who is doing that?" "No." Even I don't know. In this, about prostitution, maybe I can agree, but about taxi driver service, 100% I can say there is no. And who created this problem, I don't know. This is one thing. Another thing, Russian who held in the restaurants, hotels and bars. As I am in tourism industry, as I am working with many hotels, as I am signing contracts with them, I know very good who is real owner and who is not. This I can swear. I can say very few of them are Russian, very, very few. Mostly it is Indians. And now in Morjim area in Ashram there is many new hotels coming up. It's absolutely pure Indian owners with whom we make a contracts right now. So even if there exists still you so-called Bora Bora, you know, that street, that line, if it is still exists some few Russian who already long time there, for sure they have Indian partner, they have business visa, whatever. I can say that now it's become less. And in compare of the increasing of the Russian tourists at all, last season it was 2 lakh, this season we expect 2.5 lakh, maybe even more. This 100, 200% who do business here, really half of them do legal business, half of them maybe not legal. It is nothing in compare of all the Russian tourists who come in here and who left money here. Much more.
Do you also agree that a lot of Russians come in on tourist visas and start doing businesses?
I know personally some of them, not so many. Again, in compare of all the number of the tourists, it's also nothing. But you know, from the 1001 show bad face, everybody start to say that all Russian is like that. It is not.
It was always there. I know so many Britishers who have bought lands and guest house and all, but they were very, as I told you, Russians are aggressive and very openly. So they tell openly, we have our restaurant. The Britishers always had this, but then nobody knew it. If you see the enforcement department's cases on the land problem, you will find more cases on Britishers than on Russians.
Well, that's another story. I mean, we can have another debate on that, but okay, I'll take your point.
The problem is, who is doing all this propaganda? That there is Russian mafia and all this. Where is the mafia?
Well, Michael, please respond to this. I mean, do you feel that there is no Russian mafia? Do you feel that it's completely
And if you know the mafia, why don't you catch them?
It's not like that. It is very simple that out of 100, there are 5 people who are creating this problem, and they have a small gang.
Yes.
Now, like when you talk about drugs also, all 100 tourists, Russian tourists, suppose there are 100, all 100 are not consumers or sellers. Out of that, 4 are sellers, and say 15 are consumers, or 20 are consumers. So because of these 5 people, the main guys, the other tourist name are also involved. You know, like we say Russians. Russians are doing drug business. But yes, because of these 5, so the police needs to crack down on these 5 people. This is where I am fighting.
Right.
They have their own established restaurants. The same I'm talking about. Say, Russians means other Ukrainians or whoever. They have their own restaurant. They sell drugs over there. That needs to be cracked and stopped.
Absolutely right.
This is where I am fighting for. And this is what the government has to crack down. This is where the ANC, the police have to crack down.
Absolutely.
Then only we are going in the right direction.
So are we saying that, yes, Sudhin Davlikar's remarks were absolutely irresponsible, but at the same time some of these issues that he raised need to be taken into account without any point of time diluting?
I'll be very specific on this. When Club Playboy was supposed to be established in Goa, I opposed it. For what? Because this is not our culture. The Club Playboy's culture is not our culture.
Right.
In the same way, Sudhin Davlikarji also got certain things in his mind, which he spoke on the wrong forum, which he spoke in a wrong direction. Which he spoke on tourism, he spoke on the beach. On a beach, bikini is not allowed. Pubs, what he is talking today on pubs is not the original, earlier they were called as taverns.
Of course.
Taverns existed during Portuguese time. After that, our honorable earlier chief minister, first chief minister of Goa, Bandodkar's time, the pubs were existing in the, not only in the coastal belt, in every village of
yes,
Goa.
yes.
So the same name has been changed into pub.
Right.
Tavern, earlier tavern is now renovated and built nicely, and it is called pub because a lot of foreign tourists and Indian tourists wants to visit, sit over there, have a nice drink, chill out.
Okay.
So what he was trying to express was his anger about all these things, the ill effects. I'm talking about drugs, I'm talking about prostitution, I'm talking about illegal massage parlors, this, all these things, made him angry, and this is where he tried to express that tourism brings in all these bad ill effects for Goa. Means it's going to destroy our culture, it's going to make our Goans,
Okay. 10 seconds as we close down. Two things. One quick solution, number one, and two, the damage that this has caused.
Well, I look at it as like what Michael has said. It is up to the government and the agencies to clamp down on all these drugs and whatever illegal is happening. Let's be very clear that not, like he said, not everybody, or like out of 100, not only 5 people are responsible. You can't blacklist all of them. Okay, but the damage has been done. I mean, what he said, yes, Mr. Davlikar has the right of opinion. We respect that, but the way he has portrayed it, the way he has put it in the national, in the media, saying that all this should be stopped. You can't stop it because Goa is a tourist state. It is.
Ekaterina, just quick, 5 seconds, the damage that this has caused and the solution.
Less tourists come from Russia is a damage. Solution, make correct decision, not such right, too much left, some in the middle.
Okay, and does it also include cracking down on drugs and prostitution heavily?
It is absolutely right. It is separately. This has to be done. It's not depends on nationality, Russians or Indians, no matter.
Sure. Safraz, quick on the damage that this has caused and the solution.
Damage is cost very little because it's off season now. We have to stop, like media should take this matter very easily and stop it. It should not spread to the world. And solution for the tourism is that government should have a small team of guys who understand Russian language, and they should not give the identity of these guys to anybody. And these guys should give the government information about what is happening between Russians and local.
That's a fair point. So as we conclude, there are two or three large takeaways. One is that Goa can do without ministers who make irresponsible remarks and bring Goa down and bring Goa down not only in the image of Goans here but people all over the world. The second takeaway is that while we completely condemn the minister, we also need to look into the larger picture and the ills of tourism that are also bringing Goa down. And last but not the least, this is also needs to be seen as a law and order problem and a crime problem that needs to be cracked completely, so that the ills of tourism are completely out and Goa gets back to its glorious days of lovely beaches and friendly people. Thank you so much.